Okay, let's just fix this. There we are. And hi! Welcome to another rendition of whatever the heck this is. Maybe I should move that actually over so that it's over there instead, so that it doesn't look so odd on my camera here. Ooh. There we go. Is that better? That seems a bit better almost. I don't know. We'll try it for now. I'm not sure if I'll stick with it. But yeah, we'll try it like this for a minute. Well, hi. My name is Micah. It's been a hot minute since I've been on stream. So I'm probably going to be a little awkward for the next, like, bit. I don't know how long it'll be. But yes, jumping into Danganronpa once again. It's gonna be, this is my second playthrough of it, so, and it's been like ages since I've last played, so my memory isn't going to be fantastic, but we're still gonna try and do our best in regards to getting everything figured out in the best way possible. That's quite loud on my end. There we go. Okay, just the Snapchat group doing their thing in the background, so I might want to turn this on Do Not Disturb. I should have been a little bit more prepared and done this before going live, but whatever. I'm not a professional. Yet. It was the worst situation imaginable, and yet even in such a perversely terrible situation, she didn't show the slightest hint that it had gotten to her. Now's no time to wallow in your depression. The worst thing we can do right now is lose all faith in each other. That would lead to the same disastrous result as having total faith in everyone else.
What?
Huh?
In other words,
Cooperation is absolutely key at this point. Who you decide to trust or not trust is of course up to you. Continuing to think about and talk about the deceased certainly isn't going to help anything. Saying stuff like that is just... How many times have I told you, anyone who can't adapt will die? Death is the only thing awaiting those who are unable or unwilling to adapt. If that happens, you only have yourself to blame.
That's terrible!
What an awful thing to say, especially after what's happened.
just a second.
Right now, exposing the killer is the most important thing, because if we don't, we're all going to die here. She's right. We need to begin our search right away.
Of course.
Either way, we can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward. We just have to do it, I guess. What other choice do we have? No way in hell am I letting someone kill me. Alright, damn it, let's do this. We just have to do it. Everyone kept repeating that sentiment. They were using it like a mantra to give themselves strength. But they're right, we just have to do this. No matter how much we don't want to, we have no choice. If that's what it takes to survive, then that's what we have to do. I'm assuming it's like the investigation and the class trial and everything, because we did leave off on that. My voice was reaching its limit at that point because I had worked it so much. That's okay. It happens, right? Sometimes you gotta take a bit of a break to get back on top. On top of that, there was something I needed to find out. I had to know why Sayaka had to die. Why she had to be the one. I'm terrified to find out, but still, I have to know. Otherwise, I knew I'd never be able to accept her death. Which is why... I don't have any choice. I have to do this. Well, should we start with the body? I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I mean, it's what we assume is her lifeless body, and like, it looks pretty convincing, but she did somehow fake her death, and I don't remember the logistics behind it. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I don't know why you even bothered to check. After those injuries and losing that much blood, frankly, I'd be shocked if she did survive something like that. Huh? Hold on. Hold on, just wait a second. She's dead? Then that means everything that's happened so far is real? It's not a joke or whatever? It's really real? Hell no! Someone save me! Let me out of here! Somebody help me!
What's your problem?
You're just now accepting that? Yeah, that's gonna take him a hot minute to figure out.
Hey,
Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about searching the crime or securing the crime scene. What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty so nobody can disturb the area, aren't you? After all, if the carpet words. I can do words. After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed. In that case, I don't mind doing it. I don't like having to think anyway. I'll let you guys figure out who killed that chick. Anyway, then we can let Mondo look after the scene. Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone. What? Why the hell not? Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, what's the first thing you would do? By volunteering for guard duty, you're in a position to destroy all the evidence you want. Fuck you!
So then.
Fine then, I'll stay on guard duty as well. That way there's no problem. Two-player co-op based defense with the two of them. With their stats, they're totally OP. Since we won't be able to help investigate, we're putting our faith in the rest of you.
but
I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try. Okay. So then... we need to hurry up and figure out who the culprit is. So talk to Kyoko some more.
anyway.
We're going to find out who the killer is, because if we don't, we're all going to die here. Okay.
Oh,
So you finally noticed. What? Noticed what? I was looking through the Monokuma file we received, and I noticed something very obvious and very unusual. Huh? What are you talking about? Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makoto's dorm. What? She's right. Then could it be? All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. Hold on a second, you've got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid. You expect us to believe that? Just tell us the truth. The look in everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had returned. In other words, you think I did it?
so then.
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon, and at this point, we should split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We'll have to collect clues to form a foundation, then construct an argument to come to a final decision. If we get this wrong,
So,
well, do I really have to say any more?
perhaps you.
I'd rather you didn't, no.
Goodbye.
Everyone, pray for good luck. With that, Kyoko hurried out of the gym. I'll be going too. And just like Kyoko, he was gone before we realized it.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? I'd better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
Let me just say this right now. If whatever son of a bitch did this is here right now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence, they'd better not let me find him. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious. I will fuck them up. Letting his deadly words hanging in the air, he and Sakura ran off.
So,
But I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? And we're gonna investigate a murder? How do we even do something like that?
anyway.
We don't really have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. What are you implying? It was you. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Don't come any closer. Are you gonna kill me next?
So,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. It's not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check just to check. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. All it takes is one glimpse and I black out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, whatever. I don't think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Alright, I guess I better get going. Wait, don't you go yet. You have to hear me out. But it was pointless. Everyone had already left. And their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they've got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? I have to do something. Otherwise, everyone will...
Execution is execution. Execution.
Yup. And if they get it wrong, and they pin it on me who didn't do it, then, well, everyone's gonna die except the one who did.
Electric chair. Bzz, bzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
Yeah, no thanks. I can't let that happen. I can't let things turn out the way Monokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. And that'll be easy enough to figure out anyway. Hopefully. If I remember how things work. I guess I should look through the Monokuma file we got before. The victim was Sayaka Maizono. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound into the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. We have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow I have to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I have to find out how she was killed. Cool, so the Monokuma file was added. I gently placed... Okay. Alright. Nothing I can get from that. No way, I seriously don't want to die here. I'm begging you, God, Buddha, Mother Earth, God of Space, King Neptune, help me. I don't care who it is, just get me out of here. Hiro doesn't seem prepared to do any kind of investigating right now. Aren't you going to help investigate, Chihiro? But I can't leave Junko here. I feel sorry for her. I have to stay with her. Suit yourself. I'm probably gonna go to the crime scene and at least take a look at what the hell's going on there. They're not gonna let me tamper with it, but I'm sure they'll let me, like, look at it at the very least. We won't make any progress without investigating there, yeah. So I headed to my room where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I'd better examine the state of my room a little closer. That might reveal something new. This is the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. This does mean it was used in the attacks. Does this mean it was used in the attack somehow? And plus, it's been taken out of its sheath. I hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now. I shouldn't be surprised it's coated in gold too. On top of that, some of the gold coating has come off of parts of the blade and the handle. Yeah, the handle specifically is missing a lot of its coating. I remember the coating sticks to you even if you just touch it a little bit. There are scratches and gouges on my walls and bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Damn it, I was right there in the other room. If only I'd heard something. That would not have been possible, huh? Don't you remember? All of our rooms are completely soundproof. So something could have happened in the room right next to you and there's no way you could know. Perhaps this was another of Monokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder. And then, of course, the key's here. There's a key on the ground. It has my name on it, so this must be my room key. If I remember correctly. Ah, that's right. We have to trade keys. When we switch rooms, we switch keys too, so Sayaka would have had the key here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true then, how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Could Sayaka have forgotten to lock the door? No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? After saying that, there's no way she would have forgotten to lock it or open it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere and someone else grabbed it or something. But that's not possible either. Sayaka was in here when we switched rooms. And with how scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around, so she couldn't have dropped it. So, how did the killer... It's a good point. How did they get in here? There are gouges in the bed like someone attacked it. What the hell happened here? There are scratches and gouges on my walls and bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? Yeah. There was a struggle. We are... Oh god, I didn't mean to click that. No! I'm trying to get past this. Thank you. I want to get to the door. I should look around here first. I can check other spots later. Wait, what am I missing? Notepad is still here, but I don't think it's relevant right now. Okay. It's the display stand the sword was on. Sakura, do you think I'm guilty too? I try not to make assumptions like that. I simply don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest of you come up with, I will follow your lead. I see.
By the way,
You know, I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body, I mean. There's a trash room here in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, that's definitely
you
possible.
son of a bitch.
That dirty bastard. Anyone who raises their hand to a woman is scum that deserves death. That's what my brother taught me.
You're
So if
fucking
I ever
dead.
find the son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his goddamn face in. But what if it was a girl that did it?
Yo,
That'll all get sorted out when the time comes. Hey, Kyoko. I quietly called her name while she was investigating the area, but...
What are you doing? Isn't it obvious? No. Not really. I'm searching. Searching?
She's down on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of my
Did
room.
you lose a contact or something?
I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. Well, she is the ultimate detective. What? What am I missing? The table? No.
well,
What am I missing? The toolkit's still in the drawer, which makes sense. I mean, it's mine, and I haven't had any reason to open it. I can't even imagine a situation where I'd need a toolkit like this.
yo,
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mondo. We ain't exactly in the mood to be building fucking furniture, right? So you haven't used yours either, then.
what?
Not just me, nobody's busted
What?
theirs out yet, far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way.
None of the guys have opened their toolkits yet, cause, like, why the hell would we? Okay, so that's a piece of information we didn't have before. Is that the only piece I was missing then? What? What am I missing? Surveillance camera. The mastermind must be using them to keep an eye on everything that's happening here. They don't do anything to stop what's happening. They just keep on watching. Yes. And?
Hey,
Well, we already had that discussion, so that's useless. This thing? Huh? Looking at the lint roller, it looks like there's way less than there was before. Did Sayaka see how dirty my room was and decide to clean up a little? What about this? This is one of the monitors Monokuma appears on. Right now it's just showing the skull crest. Okay. Now can I go in there? Okay, what am I missing? It shows the people that you can talk to. But am I missing something else? Kyoko. What have I missed clicking on? Yeah, that's the display. Yeah. More evidence of a struggle.
well,
At this point, I'm just clicking shit just to click shit to see if I missed anything, but I don't think I have at this point now. Talk to Kyoko again, maybe?
What are you? Isn't it obvious? No. I'm searching.
No.
Did you?
That did not clear up anything else. Are you a clean freak? Huh? No, I don't think so, but what? Nodding, she glanced around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. What's interesting? Just as I suspected, there's something very unusual about your room. Unusual? What do you mean?
So
I searched your floor from one corner to another, and I didn't find one single strand of hair. Really?
Indeed.
Not one hair from the victim and not one hair from you, even though you've been living in here. You know, now that you mention it, I noticed something while I was looking around before. It looked like the lint roller in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Could someone have used it too?
See.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. Was it Sayaka or the killer?
Well,
That's the question, isn't it? There we go. That was the thing I was missing, wasn't it? Or maybe not. Am I still missing something else? What am I missing? Because it won't let me click on the garbage can, so, like, it's not just gonna conveniently be right there. Can we talk to her again? Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Okay.
By the way,
Oh, the trash room.
son of a... Shit.
Maybe I need to go to the trash room.
Yo.
Can I leave? No. I still haven't investigated my room enough, huh? Like, there's something I'm missing that I haven't clicked on. Not Sakura. Oh. The other thing. Why won't it let me... There's gotta be another thing, right? Ah! I swear I got stuck on this part last time too, over like what's the thing I'm missing that I haven't clicked, and it's like I've clicked the security camera, I've clicked the notebook, I've clicked, yeah, I've clicked that already too.
Well,
We've already come to that conclusion, so like maybe the desk again. Yeah, we already talked about the toolkit. Oh, maybe the sheath. I only clicked the sword, but I didn't click the sheath. And plus, the sword's been taken out, so it's just the sheath, but, huh? There's some scratches on the sheath. There we go. They must have been made with something sharp, but how'd the sheath get scratched up in the first place? Even if someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. I mean, if you're gonna attack someone with a sword, the first thing you do is unsheath it. A heavy sheath like this would only get in the way. It would just slide off in the middle of the fight. So why are there scratches on the sheath? There we go. I think that was the piece I was missing. There we go. No, I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, I stepped into the bathroom. Looking at her made it painfully clear it wasn't a dream or an illusion. She had lost everything that made her... Sayaka. All at once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, the urge to burst into tears. But I can't. I can't hesitate now. Why? Why did Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up. I wanted to collapse, but that thought held me up and supported me. Yeah, it's not a good scene. I looked past Sayaka to the wall behind her, and there I saw... What? Written in blood were they think their numbers at the time. 11037. Did Sayaka do this? I told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw, but now is no time to think like that. I pulled out the Monokuma file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object has been thrust into her stomach. That must have been the killing blow. But whatever they used to kill her, where'd they get it? That's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Oh, it's got some of the gold specks on it. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure, but there's something sort of glittery there on her wrist too. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery. That definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me is... there's some blood on her left index finger, but that's it. The palms of both her hands are totally spotless, so how come only her left finger? A stab wound in her stomach is what killed her, so when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. The killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. Okay, I didn't mean to look at everything all over again. I was thinking I clicked a different spot. Oh, I clicked the only two things that are available. Okay, well, in that case, might as well go to the trash room. That's kind of the next place, and then the kitchen. It looks like you found it, right, Makoto? The bloody numbers, that's most likely Sayaka's dying message. I've never seen something written in blood before. It really was her final message. It's as if she wrote it with her life itself.
Right.
Do you often talk like an aspiring poet? But the numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
So...
The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location while she was sitting the way we found her, it means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand toward the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
Well,
Think about it. You're not going to tell me.
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. Well, I know what it is. It's that the letters were written backwards and it's spelling out Leon's name, because Leon killed her. It's just a matter of uncovering all of the stuff to lead up to that point. Dying message. Sounds like Kyoko knows what Sayaka's dying message means, but honestly, I have no idea. Oh, I know who I should talk to. When it comes to numbers, who better to ask than the ultimate programmer?
Makoto.
There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? Oh, you mean how it gets stuck?
What?
Gets stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one, but the door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was just locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frame.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Huh? The doorknob?
That's right.
You didn't notice? Well, just try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I did what Kyoko said and shut the bathroom door. Huh? The doorknob. It's off its hinge or something. What the heck? The doorknob's practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem...
Someone must have used a screwdriver or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was, it's obvious this was intentional. What? It was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So...
I guess maybe they were trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. But my bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathrooms can lock, right? She stood there for a while, lost in thought. Then, apparently struck with a sudden realization, she shot a question at me.
Just a second.
I have just one more question for you. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about that? Oh, well, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is only you and Sayaka knew about it. Interesting. She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she was really starting to get into all this.
I see.
Then that clears that up. Huh? Clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. As if forgetting I was ever there, she suddenly turned and left the room. Yeah, so I guess Leon thought that the door, like, was locked or something and was like, well, to bypass the lock, I gotta use my toolkit, so used the toolkit and then opened the door. I still don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my room a good once-over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. I should start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from, and also, I should look into the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see for myself what was in that video. And on top of that, I'm sure there are some other areas worth checking out, too. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks, if they'll even talk to me, that is. Yeah, there's a lot to do in a short amount of time. But first, we'll go into Sayaka's room. Huh? This is definitely my room, but the nameplate has Sayaka's name on it. Huh? This is Sayaka's room, right? But the nameplate has my name on it. The nameplates on my room and Sayaka's room were switched? So all that effort I put into switching rooms without anyone knowing was totally pointless. But why would anyone do that? That's a good point. Why would anyone do that? Now for the DVD. There can only be one thing in the trash can. Yep, the DVD with Sayaka's name on it. Sayaka got really upset after seeing whatever was in that video. I wonder what did she see? It might not be directly related to the case, but it might be worth checking out anyway. I'm sorry, Sayaka. I need to borrow this DVD. That's all we need from here. Yo!
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Sayaka was killed in your room. I just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? Oh yeah, it's the nameplate. Cause like, those got switched, brah. Oh no, here's the glitches I was talking about. Very strange. Mr. Naegi, what was Miss Miyazono doing in your room? Let me just say this. I absolutely will not allow you to dispose of any evidence in the trash room. Do you really think I'm guilty? He definitely does. Oh look, it's Byakuya.
Very strange.
So why was Sayaka in your room when she was killed? Could it be because you are the culprit? No, you've got it all wrong. Sayaka and I switched rooms last night. He didn't even try to hide the suspicion on his face. Even if what you say is the absolute truth, you're still responsible for her death, wouldn't you say? Huh? After all, she wouldn't have died if she hadn't switched rooms with you, right? The reason Sayaka was killed is because I suggested we switch rooms? She's dead because of me? Then it should have been me that died? Well, all we can say right now is that it's a possibility. If that's really true, then you really need to figure some shit out, yeah. Okay, so let's head to the trash room. Do we have access to any of it? It looks like some kind of switch. I wonder what it does. There's a sturdy gate here, no way to get past. It's the it's the end of the line! The trash room. This is where all the trash in the school eventually winds up. How do you get this gate open?
No, you can't go any further.
Oh. No entry beyond this point. Only the person on cleaning duty is allowed in. Cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
Who's on cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
This is stupid. It'd be faster to just go around and ask the others.
No, you can't go any further.
Oh god. Cleaning duty, huh? Okay. Well, they're still all back here, so... Byakuya, can you tell me anything about cleaning duty? No. You're like a child lost in the woods, you know that? A total waste of space. What do you mean? Taka's the one who has any interest in organizing things like that. Oh, good point. So specifically, I should talk to Taka. Alright. Until then, let's go in the kitchen. Oh, you're here. Hina, are you investigating the dining hall? Oh no, I'm just taking a break. Actually, I've been taking a break since we started. This is all a first for me, you know? I don't have the first clue what I should be doing. I know what you mean. And I don't know why, but being in the dining hall helps keep me calm. So I know I shouldn't, but I've just been kinda hanging around here. To tell the truth, I was doing the same thing last night when Sayaka was killed. I thought you couldn't get in the dining hall. Or is that just the kitchen? There are all kinds of kitchen knives here, big to small, but it looks like one of them is missing. Was it missing from the very beginning, or... I'd better see if anyone here knows more about it. It wasn't missing from the very beginning. I remember. Leaving the kitchen. Finding the others would be good too, wherever the heck they ended up. Is anyone in the laundry room? Nope. What's going on down this way, I wonder? Here we go, that's the note. This is the desk I woke up on when I first got here. The little pamphlet is still laying there. Isn't there anything that might help me solve this case? There's nothing here. I figured I'd give it a try. Oh, there's Taka. Cleaning duty, eh? As a matter of fact, Monokuma came and talked to me yesterday morning. Really? He probably realized I was basically in charge, so he decided to talk to me directly. The topic of conversation was assigning cleaning duty. Oh, so you're on cleaning duty now? Actually, no. Huh? Okay, then who is? Hifumi was also there when we had this conversation. He volunteered right away, so I let him have it. So he's on cleaning duty then. Indeed, but we'll swap out on a weekly basis. I'm sure you'll be up before too long. And when that time comes, I'll be counting on you. Oh, okay. So I need to talk to Hifumi, but since I'm over here, I should also take a look at the DVD. I should be able to use this to see what's on the DVD. The DVD that Sayaka threw in the garbage. I sat down in front of the screen and put the DVD in the player. I pushed play and the screen was dark for a few seconds, but then... an image slowly appeared. It looked like some kind of concert, and standing on stage front and center was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. Yup. Her and all her idol buddies. She was there along with the friends she had said had been so important to her. She was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. My vision started to blur and darken, and then that voice I'd come to despise so much began to float out of the speakers.
Sayaka Mizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly the screen went dark, and in the next moment, I saw something I could hardly believe. What the? Sayaka had disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruins. But what I noticed even more than that was the figures of the other girls who had all simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the big could have caused the group to go to pieces.
That's interesting. Without warning, the video cut off. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? They're a super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Is he trying to say he was even able to get to them? If that really did happen, everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far? Junko Enoshima. That too, apparently. Now, we need to find Hifumi. He is our next person to talk to about important things. I'm looking for whoever's on cleaning duty. Cleaning duty? As a matter of fact, that's me. Why do you ask? It just so happens Monokuma talked to me yesterday and asked me to take care of it. Without someone on cleaning duty, the school would be flooded with trash in no time. So I formally applied for the position. I was gonna start this morning, but after what happened, I haven't had a chance to get started. And since you're on cleaning duty, you can open the gate in front of the trash room? Of course! It's my job to gather up all the garbage and toss it in the trash room. And to do that, they gave me the key for the trash room gate. But we're supposed to rotate once a week, so eventually you'll be in charge.
Very strange.
Wait, hold on. You need a key to get in the trash room, and only the person on cleaning duty has access to the key? What's the point of going to all that trouble? Why not just leave the trash room open all the time so we can throw things out whenever we want? That does seem more convenient.
So in other words,
Actually, anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate unless they are discovered.
so that's it.
That must be why. If anyone could go in and out of the trash room whenever they wanted, then destroying evidence would be easy. The thrill would disappear and things would become boring. Boring?
Hey, listen.
Anyway, more important than that.
You bastard.
Hey Fatty, why'd you want the cleaning duty gig anyway? I just decided to volunteer for something I knew no one else would want to do. What's the big deal?
You.
Liar. I know why you did it. You want to dig through all the girls' trash, looking for, you know, and poking around at it. What are you talking about? All my love is for 2D.
You know what I mean.
But there's all kinds of trash stickers like that. Maybe you'll get tired of 2D and then turn to... I would never get tired of 2D. After spending a significant amount of time comparing 2D and 3D, I voluntarily chose 2D. The only thing 3D is good for is to shower love and affection on 2D. Oh, and PVC figures.
Give me a break.
How are you not totally embarrassed to say stuff like that? If you're so worried about Hifumi's questionable morality, there's a very easy solution. Whenever a guy is cleaning duty, Sakura can accompany them from picking up the trash to disposing of it. What?
What?
If you're as innocent as you claim, where's the harm in it? That's not how it's supposed to... Anyway, on another topic, Hifumi, since you were on cleaning duty, I have a favor to ask you. What? So now you suddenly want to join my party? Sorry, but you haven't triggered that flag yet. I mean, you haven't helped me recover from a past trauma or save a village or beat a boss. No, nothing like that. I was just hoping to get into the trash room and look around. Oh, okay. So easy. So Hifumi and I headed down to the trash room. You'd like me to open the gate, wouldn't you? You know, when I look at it, it makes me think. They said he killed his wife. He learned how to get by on the inside, but he never stopped dreaming. Get busy living or get busy dying, he said. So him and Rita, they found themselves a way out. Whatever, please just hurry up. Okie dokie, leave it to me. Hifumi pulled a key out of his pocket and used it to flip the switch next to the gate. And then... Hey, now we can look. However, Mr. Naegi, surely you aren't planning to use the trash room to destroy evidence, are you? You fiend, you planned this all along. No, I just wanted to see if the actual killer had tried to destroy any evidence or not. But the actual killer is you, isn't it? You want to see if you left anything behind. Wait, maybe a parallel world? Whatever, let's just hurry up and keep looking. There are shreds of broken glass scattered around in front of the incinerator. It looks like it used to be some kind of glass ball, just about big enough to fit in the palm of your hand. Is that? Do you know what this is? They say if you collect all 7, a dragon will appear and grant you a single wish. A dragon ball. That's funny. Kidding aside, it's the kind of thing you might see on any big city street corner. Gaze into it and it will show you a glimpse of the future. Just like that Mina girl who was on that quest to find that one guy. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but who did this particular ball belong to? There's only one person it could be. They should all still be in the gym. I'd better go find out for sure. Yeah, the crystal ball. I don't know why he would shatter it there. There's something on the ground in front of the incinerator. That kind of looks like Taka's sleeve. Or like one of Leon's, I guess. Looks like a burnt piece of something. A burnt piece? Like a hunk? Like a hunk of burning love? Not like that. Anyway, it looks like a piece of cloth in the shape. It's part of the sleeve from a button-up shirt. And now that I look at it, that's definitely blood on the cuff, which means this is all that's left of some of the evidence the killer destroyed. But there are lots of people here with white button-up shirts. This is enough by itself to figure out who the killer is. This is the incinerator. It's way in the back part of the trash room. It's a good 30 feet from here to the gate. And it's on right now! Do you see the green and yellow buttons next to the mouth of the incinerator? It's a pretty simple setup. You press the green button to get it going and the yellow button to turn it off. Sooner or later you'll be on cleaning duty, so make sure you learn this before you leave, okay? Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on! Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. Hifumi, do you realize what you just said? Huh? The fairy? No, you just said the last time you were here, the incinerator was off. Ah, yes, about that. There can be no mistake. If I've got one thing going for me, it's my memory. Yesterday, as soon as I was appointed, I came down to check the place out. It definitely wasn't on then. I haven't been back to the trash room since then. And since I'm the only one who has a key to open the gate, it should be impossible for the incinerator to be on, and yet... So that means someone was able to switch on the incinerator without opening the gate. But how is that possible? This whole thing is quite strange indeed. When I was here last, the incinerator was off. What does it all mean, Mr. Naegi? Will you be confessing soon? Why me? Everyone already knows you did it. All the mysteries are being solved one by one. It sounds like he's living out one of his comic book fantasies. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I think that's all we can do anything about in here. Yeah. So then, I guess I would have to talk to people in the gym. And then I don't know from there. That's not the gym. This is the way to the gym. I got myself kind of mixed up. There we go. You. Hey, Hiro, can I ask you something? No. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out now. I've had enough. Gotta break free. Hiro, snap out of it. Huh, Makoto? What are you doing here? What? Hey, does this look familiar? That's my crystal ball. But it's all smashed. What the hell? I only brought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So, how did it break? Was it actually just made of glass and not crystal? Did that guy totally dope me? He said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. He said whoever controlled that crystal ball controlled the world. Was that seriously all bullshit? Let's put that aside for now. So you can say without a doubt that this belonged to you? Yeah, that's mine for sure. I probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room? That means anyone could have found it and taken it. Thanks, Hiro. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Everything I saved up from fortune telling for 2 full years came out to be like $1 million. $1 million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world. That's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. Right, I needed to talk to you, too. Hey, Chihiro, I was hoping I could ask you something. Oh, what is it? Before she died, Sayaka left a message. She wrote out the numbers 11037. Do you have any idea what those numbers might mean? Like, could they be a code or something? Sorry, no. Chihiro slowly shook her head. I'm sorry, I just don't know. Okay, well don't worry about it. Thanks anyway for trying. Even she doesn't know. Or could she maybe know more than she's letting on? No, couldn't be. Yeah, it ain't that. Maybe I just need to look in the bathroom again and make him think something else. Because doubling back there is pretty much the only option I've got at this point now, I think. Unless I was to talk to Taka again. Don't think I need to talk to him for anything though. Do you have a second, Makoto? I've uncovered something most unusual. The door to everyone's dorm has a nameplate on it to show whose room it is, right? Well, it just so happens. Wait, no. You might be the killer yourself. I can't tell you anything. Forget everything I just said. Forget, Beam! Sorry, just a little joke. Even I do jokes sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I know our nameplates were switched. I already looked at that.
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Sayaka was killed in your room. I just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? Yeah, we've already gone over the nameplate factor. I don't have that figured out. Might as well skip all that, because like we've already gone through that. I just am running out of ideas. What else haven't I looked at yet? What else? Truth bullets? We have quite a few. Got the Monokuma file, evidence of the struggle, replica sword and sheath, switching rooms, the toolkit, Makoto's room cleanliness, Sayaka's wrist, the dying message. Oh, wrong button. The bathroom door frame and the doorknob, nameplates, kitchen knife set, trash duty, incinerator, burnt shirt piece, shattered glass ball. Oh, what could I possibly be missing at this point? I already checked about the knives.
Very strange.
Right, the same kind of discussion. Cool. Should I go into the laundry room? Because, like, that's where his crystal ball was in here, but I don't think looking around here is gonna give me anything. There's a swimsuit hanging out to dry, but it has nothing to do with what's going on. Oh. Washing machine. Vending machine. Is there anything else I could search? Or maybe I should knock on people's doors if I know that they're around and talk to them. Like there's Toko. No, I can't talk to Togo. Chihiro's not in the room. Celeste? Anything that will help? Okay. Where did Hifumi go?
Mr. Naegi!
Huh?
There's no
Trying to
way
enter
to
someone's
think
room
about this
without
in a
their express
common
permission
sense
is
kind
the
of way.
highest breach of etiquette.
So it would
Whether
seem.
it's related to the case or not, you must respect a person's right to privacy. Okay. So, can't go in there. But I know I'm missing something, because otherwise it would just activate the class trial, I think. Do I have to find Kyoko? Because I don't have any fucking idea where she is right now. Hey, so did you notice that one of the kitchen knives is missing from the dining hall?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, weird, huh? I thought it was kind of strange. A knife just suddenly disappearing like that. Oh, so it wasn't missing from the beginning?
That's right.
Nope, last I remember they were all lined up in a nice neat row. So when did you notice one of them had disappeared? Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. In other words, you were right there in the dining hall when someone came and took it. Then you should be able to say for sure. You can tell everyone I didn't come to the dining hall last night, which proves I didn't take it. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? What? Of course not. I would never. Hina, do you really think I murdered her?
I mean,
Well, she was killed in your room, right? So, I mean, you guys were supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her. On the other hand, two people becoming good friends, then one killing the other is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, I honestly have no idea. Yeah, now I've got all the clues. And here we go.
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started,
Oh wow, what a way to
Time
begin.
for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings.
Behind the
Please
red
go
door.
through the red door on the
Yep.
first floor of the school. See you soon!
Here we go. The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. No, where I have to go. Yup. Don't got no fucking choice in that. Off we go. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are. Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then who is the killer? It's Leon. We just have to prove it. The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then, please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Oh boy, fun fun. Let's get started. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator. Let us begin.
yes.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. Down, down, down we go! The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh.
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. And here we are! You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close, it's total shit. Okay, okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up! We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a gigantic circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. You're all standing, though. And so this curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Did they really have to build it up that much? Like, the second time around it just feels like a lot. Well, first let's set the skills. I think I only have one. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed, effective during the bullet time battle. Yeah, that's like the only one I have. Otherwise, I've just like increased my skill storage. Alright, here we go. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
If I remember correctly, all the class trials are all voice acted, so that's kind of nice.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay, everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
I guess.
What's going on with those pictures?
Yeah.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died.
Oh god.
Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
He just wants to make it worse. Thanks, buddy.
Penetrates?
Oh, come on, Hifumi.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
That's a good point.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
That doesn't make sense though, because like if this is as planned out and dedicated as we believe it to be, then 16 seats makes sense based on the storyline that they try to weave, I think, later on.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, it's been a while. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh gosh, it's gonna be Evidence of struggle. At least they're making it easy for the first time around.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono. Yeah, we know that part already.
No, we don't,
And
thanks.
the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
There we go. That's how it works. It took me a second.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Oh, come on.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
No.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Byakuya in regards to that.
So what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Okay, well,
This is starting to sound like a real trial.
it's because it kind of is, dude. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. It was the knife. It was the kitchen knife. Yeah, kitchen knife set. Here we go. So now we just gotta go through this whole shebang.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Wow, the way that this is worded.
Is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, no.
No, that's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Yeah, because, like, it wouldn't make sense for anyone to bring a knife to school regularly, especially with how we all got
Guess that
here.
makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Really?
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it, because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah. You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down, so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. I guess this is the part where I might need it. Aoi's account. Okay.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. We know.
There we go. This feels too easy, but maybe it's because I've done this before.
Didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's
That's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other? Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Just so impatient.
Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means, we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations? We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together?
What?
It's unwholesome!
What? But they're both girls.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Right.
Because they're not here anymore.
Oh. Someone who's not here. Are you talking about... Oh.
She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Maybe she grabbed the knife. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was definitely Sayaka.
I got it!
But, I mean, why would she take
Sayaka was
it?
the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it?
Yeah.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So...
Oh, great. That's how it gets twists.
And send us all off in the wrong direction?
So that's how things get twisted. But not the way you want them to be twisted. Oh boy, here we go. Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Yeah, just explain it to me to refresh my memory. As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place, which I think everyone hated this minigame. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, then press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you'll fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be the critical point. If we can just figure out what that something is... I'm pretty sure it was hair. Oh, totally. H-A. So I need A. Can you give me an A? And then an R. There.
Now I understand.
They made it so easy for the first one, and the rest of them get harder from here on out.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke, which is the bathroom doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about the non-stop debates. Yeah. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there is essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Right, this is the part that gets hard about this. Bathroom door frame. At least they're only giving me one bullet at a time, because later on you get multiple.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
That's the thing. That's the... Yeah. There we go. We're figuring it out,
The reason my
boys.
bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But you have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Okay, the killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was that the crime took place in my room.
My God! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
He looks so upset about that.
Someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms? Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
There we go. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
No, that's not a good idea.
You really think that's a good idea?
No.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
As he's the one that
Does
notoriously
no one
does
have
nothing
any
for
other
a really
thoughts or
long time.
questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
I'm so disappointed.
It's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
How arrogant.
Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... switching rooms? Is probably the switching rooms. Yeah.
because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
That's also a good point.
Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Oh, the note. There we go. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? Sayaka. Interesting. There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, it was Sayaka.
But of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note, Sayaka wrote it.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Oh jeez, Hifumi.
I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Yeah, huh?
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Okay, here we go. Another truth bullet time. Dorm nameplates. Here we go.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Oh no, which one am I supposed to click? The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is it has to be because of what got switched between my and Sayaka's rooms. The nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto
Yeah.
switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see.
Oh,
So if someone read that
I missed
note,
that one.
then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto...
There we go.
No, it's wrong. The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right, yeah.
Okay, then who did it?
Probably Sayaka. The only person who knew. Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yeah, that might take some time.
There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about the non-stop debates. Sure. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I need to sneeze. Ugh. How unpleasant. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the Q key to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullets to fire. Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet, or you can use the mouse wheel. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For your purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, great. Oh, okay.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
Not quite.
And that's exactly what happened.
No, I just have to figure out how to... The person with the sword really did attack first. There's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword got damaged. The sheath!
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
There we go.
No, it's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Which was Sayaka.
So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What?
Yeah.
How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her hands. Her palms.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The
They were
palms of her
completely
hands were
clean.
perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Who would logically do that?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Like, who thinks that, oh, I'm about to get murdered. Here, let me go wash my hands real quick. Like, nah, that's not how that works.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What? No, that is completely unrelated. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at nighttime. The water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower yet.
Oh.
My.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
I don't think there's any way to take that as a compliment.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But
Yep.
hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
That would have been Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka?
She had the kitchen knife.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Yep.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Nope.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Mm-hmm.
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in.
And she would have had Makoto help her get out by claiming that she was innocent, and then if she would have been able to successfully get out, then Makoto would have died and she would have gotten out of the school and graduated. If things had played out the way that she would have wanted.
And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
I mean, you did say you'd do anything to protect her and get her out of there.
It could also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
I mean, more than a little.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Yeah.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation, a totally forgettable kid, or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Yep.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument.
I mean, not really.
Super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. There isn't nothing left. Yeah, the dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
That's wrong.
No, it's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
I mean, it's just Leon backwards, or upside down.
Can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. Left index finger.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Yeah, it's because they're not supposed to be numbers.
1037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
What is that
Even if
supposed to
really
mean?
is an N037 doesn't make any more sense than before.
No, but that's because it's supposed to be Leon's
Rotate the image
name.
180 degrees.
Yeah, rotate it. I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh?
You just
shot past the
yeah.
camera and right onto who did it.
Yeah.
Whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear. It is Leon! You.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
I knew that from the beginning, but only because I had such a hard time with this the first time around.
It becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all.
It's too coinky-dinky to be random.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
His hair, yeah. It's that thing I found on the ground. The, yeah, that thing. What? Oh no. The evidence Leon tried to get rid of. Oh yeah, never mind. It wasn't that. Not my cleanliness. It was the burnt shirt piece. There we go.
You mean
Literally only one mistake through this whole
laying on
thing.
the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
Yeah, and you wear button-up white shirts.
Is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. How it was disposed of.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
I mean, yeah,
Interesting.
you'd think. No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty, and that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. This is true. The shattered crystal bowl.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
Oh, never mind. I refuted the wrong statement.
Shoot!
Two mistakes.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
Oh, god damn it. It's so hard when it comes to these colored statements.
Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So So the only one who could get to the incinerator.
They all gonna die. Yeah, they might.
Person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy them.
There we go. That's the statement.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball by throwing it.
I got it!
And
Killer
I mean, he's
simply
the
took
ultimate
aim at the
baseball
incinerator
player.
switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been that much of a challenge at all because the killer was the ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shepherd brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then, Makoto. Go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that,
Right,
end this.
the comic book scene.
What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. I mean, we'll go over it. Every case is one last element to bringing the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the left mouse button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough! Well then, good luck and have fun. Right. So... Yeah, that one goes there. That one goes there. You get... Oh, that's how I get some of those other ones. missing? No, that was correct. That goes there. I think. And then... okay. Something is amiss. They forced the bathroom door open. The only logical way they could have done that was, yeah, by doing that. What the killer threw in the incinerator was... I mean... the piece of evidence left behind. So that's... that, but then... oh, here it is. There we go.
The killer is you!
Now I've reenacted it properly.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Here we go.
The killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Oh no. I have to redo it because that doesn't go there. Okay, so now I think this is right.
During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate, and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot, and that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
The animation for all of it.
Isn't that right, Leon?
And there we have it.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object, I object, I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence?
The shirt sleeve, I think, right? Bullet time battle. Oh god. Can this be over already? Oh yeah, this thing. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as the bullet time battle, aka the BTB-BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. With the right mouse button to lock on, or press the right mouse button to lock on to an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked on with the left mouse button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Okay. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button, so watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the left mouse button to shoot it down with a truth bullet like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun!
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
The toolkit.
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid.
Oh my. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. So here we go. I wonder how I'll do with this.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie.
Okay.
Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid.
Final strike.
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
That gets a lot harder later on because they start to hide that bottom bar too.
The doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean, It had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Their own.
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Yep.
Stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid.
Oh.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
That's pretty disparaging looking, I would say. Oh, I got an A. Well, that's nice. I got quite a few medals for that.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice? Or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I'm sure he knows at this point, but he's still having fun with it nonetheless. The guilty one is... Leon. Uh-oh, looks like... Oh, here we go. Maybe I should do the voice for this, because I did say I was going to do it right. Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
That's why...
So that's why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
Hey! Come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped in here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them, and Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must be sure terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand, really I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it. Aw, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did. Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawata will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Yep.
Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her. Yeah, that's it. I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense. How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong? You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. It is not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder.
So, that's why...
No, that's not. Stop it. I've had enough of this. Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him. If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind. Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice? Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment!
I'm begging you, please, don't do this!
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kawata, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
He really, is very dramatic with his nose, huh? I mean, I guess anybody would be in this particular situation. Oh dear. Oh yeah, you get dragged by the neck around somewhere. Yep, bye-bye. That would be so uncomfortable. Ooh. Are you gonna have baseballs all stacked against you? Oh shit, yeah, you are. And like, oh, they're gonna be really fast baseballs. Like, really fast baseballs. And everyone gets to watch, huh? The 1,000 blows of baseballs. Oh god, that would hurt. Monokuma's having fun. Yeah, you're beaten up, alright. Like, beaten to a bloody pulp with baseballs. Yeah, you all just saw that. Wonderful. Ain't it? What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it? Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control! What's going on? I can't take this anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it. Well, hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever! But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Man, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us? Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear. So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal? It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. You piece of shit, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of this outside world. Being trapped in this insane place? You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before. Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. He really is pretty evil. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. And that's how it ends. At least for chapter 1, I think. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. Not one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead, but it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the depths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths. I could never do that. No, I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh well, I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. A cute way to end that little segment, don't you think? The killer is the mascot from Big Boys. Not quite. Now it's only 12 of us. It's true, it will be continued. Ooh, Despair Bat. Okay. Yes, I would like to save, because from here on out, that'll be the end of that. Because I think that is good enough for the day. I'll be coming back sometime later in the week when it comes to playing Persona 3 again, because now it's that game's turn in the rotation. So yeah, look forward to that. Keep your notifications on just so that you can catch me whenever I'm live, because at this point in time I don't really have a set schedule. I'm going to be going back to work again, so that's also going to complicate getting a schedule figured out, but it'll get sorted. I'm giving myself some time. So yeah, hope you've been enjoying all of the streams and all that. I'm sorry, Virix, you kind of came in kind of late. I started like hours ago, like 2.5 hours ago at the rate this is going. So yeah, you kind of popped in a little late, bud. Yeah. But you can catch me the next time I'm live. Sorry, man. Yeah, something like that. I need to eat food and whatnot, so I'll figure something out for that. I don't know what I want yet. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye. Oh wait, how do I... That's right. Oh god. My mouse. It's alright, Riley.